Welcome back, everybody. I am the Jimmer, and this is King of the Hill. This is Inspections, episode 6. So, no battles in this episode. Just going to take a look at some of the latest entries. We're going to look at the Stibio by Sithipin, the Leerenschneider 3 by QRT26, the Derpstroyer by Ipsok, and the Revenge of the Koth by gtafbi. So let's take a look at the Stibio first, coming in at the resource limit. Very nice. This is another forward-facing broadsider. I know how Sithipin likes those. Yeah, it definitely looks like it. Very sleek entry, futuristic. Railguns on this as well. That looks like it may be an emerging meta. Can always benefit from a faster shell speed, making sure those big shells get on target. I like how the missile racks pop up from the top and bottom. Very nice. Now let's take a peek at those first since we're right here. What are we firing? Laser guided, radar seeker, fragmentation, EMP, lots of fins, short range thruster. So highly maneuverable radar seeker missiles with not the largest payload, but not small. And that's the only turrets are those two. So the rest of the guns are fixed. Look, it's metal. At first I thought this might have been alloy, but it looks like metal and stone composite with some wood here and there. So decent armoring on the sides. I imagine heavier armor at the front. Not really, about the same all the way around. Layer of metal, layer of stone. Oh yeah, this has got some huge railguns. Look at all those railgun chargers. That's crazy. How fast are those shells going to be coming out? Yeah, not using any of it for accuracy, using it all for speed. That's interesting. It'd be extremely high-speed shells. It's like 280 millimeter. And where are the not a whole lot of inputs, 3 meter inputs. So not the largest shell, kind of I'd say a medium gauge shell or medium sized shell, and just wicked fast. And then heavy armor around the ammo. Layered ammo in here. Got carbureted engines. And actually quite spacious in here. It looks really nice on the inside. Not really packed at all. And a large custom jet engine. And yeah, using lots of fuel. 1,500 or 15,000 fuel per minute. Really burning through it, but surprisingly not going that fast considering. 60 meters a second. So yeah, large cross-sectional area. And also using the jet, you can see it's pointed nose up quite a bit. It's using that jet to stay airborne. Does it have? It doesn't look like it has any lift anywhere. Just some roll thrusters, and then yaw thrusters. So I don't know. Is this? I don't even think this could be a forward-facing broadsider. It's gonna have to keep moving in order to stay up in the air. So more like a strafing design. That's interesting. I'm really curious to see how those guns work. But I think that about covers it. Does it have shields? Doesn't even look like it has shields. Yeah, no shields at all. Alright, let's do the testing. Studio by Sithafin. Round 1. See those shells, very high velocity. Oh, collision. Yep, we're gonna have to. Let's do. Oops. Start them off on a sidewards angle. Keep them from crashing right into each other. Surprised they're not firing the missiles. Must wait until they're closer range to fire the missiles. Having a hard time lining up. And here we go. Why are you no shooting? There they go. Alright, saving those missiles until right at very close range. But for some reason not firing the main guns. Not sure if that's just a glitch or if they're just not lining up right. Oh, and disqualified. Alright, let's do one facing, one to the side. See how this works. Yeah, this one had the other one lined up, but then I had to nose up so much to get altitude. Could have really benefited from some thrusters on the bottom, right under the center of mass, to give it lift. That way it could be a little bit more level in flight. Since it's relying so much on the main jet engine for lift, it's got to kind of fly very nose up, which makes the fixed guns at the front are having trouble aiming, it looks like, and disqualified. Alright, let's see here. So you can get a battle where they take each other out without the initial ram. And I would have no problem with the ram if they were intended to be ramming craft, but these are obviously not intended to be ramming craft. No. No, don't do it. Oh, goodness. It just looks like they just don't have the turning. You can see the far one, they're both picking up disqualification time, but that far one is going to disqualify itself. And there we go. Well, it's way more difficult than it had to be. And they pass and disqualify. Maybe? Maybe? And disqualified. Alright, so unfortunately, I'm going to have to disqualify or reject the entry. Sorry, Sithbin does not meet the rule that it's not just not staying in bounds. You need either some way for the I would just say a lot more yaw authority. It takes 3.5 miles for this thing to turn around. And it's disqualifying itself. So maybe put a little bit more work into that, and then send it back into me, and hopefully we'll see the Stibio redone and more agile in the future. Alright, next entry. We have the Leerenschneider 3 by QRT 26. Ah yes, the mighty Leerenschneider. This has been upgraded, bigger, better, stronger, faster. But returning entry nonetheless. Okay, just for giggles, let's load in the original Leerenschneider. Oops. Do a comparison. Well, that's interesting. It's the same shape, but much more compact. So here's the original Leerenschneider, and here is the resubmission. Let's take a look at the insides. Got the same interesting spin block propulsion. I like how they got the little rams on there. That's cute. So it's a really neat how it will kind of force broadside all the time, which is fairly effective. And take a look at the armor. Got wood, metal, alloy. So a good composite armor. Sort of wood slopes on the outside for color, and then some metal, and then a couple layers of alloy. Got stone on the bottom. Only a single layer of stone on the bottom. It's going to be a little bit vulnerable to torpedoes. Well, I guess is it stepped? It is stepped, so the torpedoes aren't going to be right into it. Control blocks here. Oh, that's interesting. It's got the controllers on the bottom. You would think that something as important as controls would be on the inside, but I guess that's where it is. I didn't design the ship, so I can't comment too much on that. But I would think that inside would be a little bit safer. But I guess this thing is pretty packed, and it's going to be difficult to get to the bottom of the ship as it is, I suppose. And got the shells here. EMP shells. Pure EMP and flak. That's interesting. What are you shooting? So we've got a 6-barrel 150mm. Don't really need, I see the detection. You don't really need detection in this. I run .99, but you're free to use it if you'd like. Oh, what's... Oh, there's a light block in there that's throwing off my vision. Oh, that's wonky. Alright, so yeah, this is a spam gun. This is shooting the flak. Oh, there's a whole bunch of different shell types somebody missed. So this is the EMP spam. Okay, so this is must be designed for taking out shields. And then, what are you? Oh, that's so trippy. Flak. Okay, so is this a Sea-Wiz? This is the anti-missile gun. Nope, just a regular flak gun. So this must be for taking out like high-speed air vehicles. And then the mighty crams, as well as we got some missiles in here. EMP, one turn. The radar, yeah, radar missiles. They are the best. And then frag. So we've got EMP, frag, and frag missiles. And then what kind of are you? It's like maybe all these guns are shooting something a little bit different. So it's either going to be, this is flak, and then I wonder if I'm just looking at one and they're all like these are the crams, max gauge, really short barrels with lots of HE and fragments. This is the guidance system. I'll take a look at I wonder if maybe these are combination. Oh yeah, okay, so it's one turret. Each of the turrets is firing a combination of all the different shells. So they're firing EMP, flak, frag, and HE. Just sort of scatter fire out of all the high rate of fire turrets. And does this have shielding? Yes, it does. So we're going to have to take a look at that. So we'll take a look at that. It looked like it wasn't too many spammed shield modules, but we'll take a look when it loads in the self battle. I think that's everything I wanted to look at. Let's go ahead and do the battle. And unfortunately we can't see the shields here either, so I'm going to have to go back and see if I can get the shields to pop.
Turning off.
I didn't see colorers. Maybe I just missed them. Am I loading in the wrong entry? Oh, that I'm silly. We're still in the wrong folder. Alright, here we go. And we should be able to, yeah, there you can see all of the shielding. And looks like so. It's sort of difficult to see. It looks like just a single layer and then like double layers in some spots where it's butterflied. So the shielding is good. Let's get this unpaused and get the battle underway. Impressive amount of firepower there at both sides down to 95%. Passing that test. This is the Leerenschneider 3 by QRT26. Let's move on to the next entry. We have the Derpstroyer by Ipsok. Another displacement hull entry. Nice, sort of minimalistic, somewhat futuristic destroyer. It's like single layer shielding all around. Oh, there's that double layer. Oh, it's my eyes playing tricks on me. Oh, that must be shielding on the turret as well. I don't know. I think it might be just being that. Oh, there is. Yeah, there is another thin layer, or a more transparent layer here. So it looks like 2 layers of shielding all around. Let's take a look at the inside. What we got for armor, it looks like mostly mostly metal. Got 2 layers of metal all around. 3 layers at the got some. Okay, so it's got 2 layers of metal, and then depending on what it's behind it, you got some alloy or another layer of metal behind that. Got lasers, so I imagine these are for the lambs. Got an advertising sticker for the engines. Sponsored. This entry is sponsored. Lots of propellers. Got, I guess this is a Mortazell engine in here. Ammo is all together in one chunk. It's got a good amount of armor around it, but if this compartment gets pierced, that is the end. And what kind of turrets are we rocking? A spam gun, 150mm, 6 barrels, 1 meter loaders, lots direct fed loaders, lots of them. We got flak, lots of flak. Alright, looks like, and then what's the main cannon shooting? Twin barrel, 250mm. 2 meter clips, 4 meter clips, also direct fed, and that's weird. Shape charge, or is this another one where it's okay? Yeah, this is another one where it's a mix. So this is shooting shape charge and squash, so heat. Heat and hash on the main gun, or on the the main turret, and then flak on the spam turrets. Okay, let's take a look at the missile loadout. Ooh, very large missiles. Short range thruster, lots of fins, fuel tank, explosive, TPG, 1 turn, radar seekers. They're going to be a little bit slow, but very long range, and packing a punch when they get there. Are there any torpedoes? Not that I see poking out anywhere. The wood deck, is there? Yeah, there's armor above that. Oh, that's interesting. This little cavity in here. Oh, here are the torpedoes. I almost missed them. Sonar, propeller, fuel tank, fins. So a small company of torpedoes. Not a massive volley, but enough to do some damage to a ship. You can see the munitions detectors. Lambs. Oh, I like I didn't even notice this at first, little crew compartment in here. Not sure if I'd like to be sitting right there in battle, but it looks really cool. Alright, let's see how she does in a battle. This is the Derpstroyer by Ipsok. And here we go. next entry loaded in. You have the Revenge of the Koth, Revenge of the Koth by gtafbi. Version 252. There's been some time spent on this one. Huh. That's interesting. It's like 8-bit. Very 8-bit. This is like what? Oh, that was... Did you just go right through the other one? What was that about? What are you doing? What is happening? That is very trippy. Must be on docking stations. This thing is just all sorts of weird. This is kind of what everything used to look like. Back when I started playing, there were no slopes. So if you wanted something sloped, you kind of had to do like this, where it's like not really a slope. It's gonna murder any kind of drag. Drag's gotta be atrocious on this, but I imagine a ship this size, you're not worried about going fast anyway. Massive guns. Lots of ammo just floating around down here waiting to get exploded. I suppose it's spaced out enough that it's not going to chain react, but not really protected either. Let's take a look at the armor, the hull itself. Looks like we've got wood and stone spam. And just sort of a lot of empty space. We're doing sort of the Gigantor strategy with kind of lots of sacrificial wood and stone. Propellers. Carburetor engines. Oh, these got turbos as well. AI tucked in here in the middle. Well protected. Oh, look at all these different shell types. Squash, HE, frag, squash for the hush. Yeah, squash or hash. Shape charges, HE, frag. Oh, we got some smoke guns, some EMP, shield busters, frags. Just everything in the kitchen sink. It's just like a weird empty space in the middle here. Alright, let's take a look. Looks like most of the design effort in this went into the turrets. As I mentioned, no, they can't be smoked, it's too small. Oh, looks like breach fed. You don't see that too often anymore. Breach fed HE. Oh, this is the docking stations that control these guys. That's interesting. frag spam. Lots of little direct fed guns. Alright, this is the primary turret, or one of the primary turrets. Oh, weird, it's got the turret block. This is another one where he's got the turret block here, and then it kind of goes down the front, and then the gun parts are down here. Oh man, 8-meter shells. Holy jeez. Ejectors on the bottom. And this is the hash. So 8-meter, 8-meter long, 500 millimeter diameter hash shells. Nasty. More little derp guns. This is the main turret. 500 millimeter. I'm guessing these are going to be the squash. 8-meter squash. Oh, disruptors. Okay. Is this another one where it's split? Okay, yeah. I wonder if the other one's like that too, where it's just kind of yeah, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, all kind of all over. Shooting all kinds of different stuff. Hopefully one of the damage types. Oh, what did I do? There we go. Hopefully one of the damage types sticks. And before we move on, let's take a look at the little nerds here. What are you? Frontal in-hull gun drone. Alright, so these are, I guess I didn't really talk about any of this in the rules, so I will allow these, but just be careful in the future. Don't, like, these are fairly small in like vehicle enough to where I'll allow it, but generally if you're doing something like this, it should be like its own vehicle, where if for some reason it gets busted loose from the main vehicle, it's capable of moving on its own. It's sort of like a gray area in the rules. I didn't really talk about it much, so I just wanted to address that here. I'm not worried about it in this situation. It's just sort of a neat little thing, but it could potentially be exploited, where your main ship is sort of on the docking turret, and that can be exploited to like get around physics a little bit. Just don't do that. I'm not going to allow that, but I will allow stuff like this. This is just kind of fun. So let's see, we got a 500 millimeter with 4 meters. And I'm guessing this has got a mixture of shape, AP, and disruptors as well. And a little engine to run the shields. That's neat. Alright, let's go to the battle. Alright, so we have the Revenge of the Koth by gtafbi. Looks like just shields on the turrets. No hull shields, at least that I can see. Let's see it boom. Looks like it lost the turret holding on to these, and now they're just kind of floating. It's unfortunate. But as you can see, more than capable of damaging itself. This thing is mostly guns, so that shouldn't. It's never really concerning. But I don't know, it's fun to see it blow itself up just for fun. Surprisingly durable. I thought these were going to blow up a lot faster than that. That is the Revenge of the Koth by gtafbi. And I think we're going to actually do one more. We'll do a bonus vehicle. Since the Stibio got rejected, we need 4 vehicles to continue on the bracket. So we're going to bring in the first Olympian fleet by Zebgef. Oh, very nice. Like I said before, I like the colors. I use something very similar for my fleet colors. Instead of the gray, I have a black, but other than that, pretty much the same. Nice little helis here. Rocking the simple lasers. Very nice. And then is this the modified? Oops. This looks like a rehash of the G-Bass. What are you called? Hephaestus class missile destroyer Mk3. There's a small turret here on the front. Let's double check the shielding while I'm right here before I get too distracted by all the spinny things. Yeah, it looks like about 2 layers all the way around. Ooh, no layers at the back. So this is going to be a forward-facing broadsider for sure. And yeah, it looks like two-ish layers at the front. And then we have a little turret here. A little mini turret hanging off the chin. And then some internal guns. We got a massive laser. What is this? It's a 4 or 5 barrels? So you can't beat 6 barrels. Oh, let's make him dizzy. It looks like 4 barrels, 200 millimeter. Is it just breach injection? That's surprising. Breach fed frags. So big shells, but they're not going to have very high RPM being breech loaded like that. Oh, it's not. I'm just dumb. Here's the loaders here. 1 meter loaders. So yeah, a small frag spam gun. Oh, I'm getting tired. It's starting to goof up my words even more than usual. And then, oh, that's interesting. Got lasers, crosswise lasers. Going side to side so we can hit stuff that is trying to orbit. It's a smart idea. And oh, internal. Oh wait, are these? Okay, yeah, we're good. Got the deaded blades, but you can see right through there that that makes sense. Ammo scattered around, some massive engines. Yeah, carburetor, turboed engines. Good. Oh wow, there's a lot of ammo. Look at the ammo brick. Basically, yeah, if you can manage to detonate one of these, you win the fight. But this thing's heavily armored. Or heavily armed, and it's got this well armored in the rear, so you're gonna have a hard time taking it out. But that's a lot of explosives in one spot. Alright, let's take a look at the missiles. Lots of missile spam on this. We got here at the back, very long fins, variable thrusters, radar fragments. He's the same. Looks like a little bit smaller. Yeah. A little bit larger, a little bit smaller, more spammy. And then I thought I saw some more, yeah, more on the top as well. And looks like even smaller still. So a mix of missiles, but all fragment radar seekers. Probably the best design. If you do the explosive, it doesn't do quite as much damage, and they always risk the possibility of taking their friends out. In the case of like Flak or Seawiz. Ooh, excuse me. Got this rear turret here, 1 meter and 150mm frags. HE. So HE spam, kind of a smallish turret. But I don't know, at that size it should do reasonable damage. Shield projectors on a turret. Oh, that's tricky. You're not cheating on me, are you? No, it's not projecting through. We're good. So it looks like just to keep the shields mobile. So if the enemy swings to one side or the other, it swings the shields with it. So as long as it's not using it to project through. Yeah, I don't see that happening. Oh, and this is the chin gun. This is just a little baby guy. HE span. 150mm. So a good mix of missiles, APS, and lasers. Good shielding. Somewhat skimpy on the armor, but not too bad. The important stuff is well armored. And a very nice looking design overall. I really like the aesthetics of it. Oh, I missed the. It looks like it's got a simple laser turret down here underneath as well. And let's take a look at. Let's take a look at the helicopters as well. Doesn't look like there's too much to these. Yeah, nothing. They're basically just AI engine, some ammo, and then some simple weapon laser turrets. How much do these guys cost? Like 5K? 7.5K? So not tiny, but yeah, they'll get taken out pretty quick if anything targets them. But if it doesn't, it's going to pay the price. Those simple weapon lasers do good, a good amount of damage, and they can't be blocked by any kind of defenses, so that makes them good. Alright, let's do the battle. Oh man, I'm sure you can hear it in my voice, but I'm fading. Did not get enough sleep last night. My wife woke me up early to go shovel snow, which is not how you want to wake up. But yeah, she had to go to work, so that's how it goes. You guys saw my video with the drone. We got plenty of snow. Had enough snow for the whole winter and half of next winter. It looks like those missiles got a little bit close to the helis there. Didn't hit them though. Firing the lasers, yeah, missiles coming in, taking out those helis. Yeah, there's a good amount of missile spam. Getting those missiles nice and spread out. makes them harder to take out with C-Wiz, and also makes them good against mobile, maneuverable enemies. You can't, you might be able to dodge one or two, but you're not going to dodge the whole swarm. And then strong lambs too, with the lambs taking out those missiles coming in. Getting pretty far apart, must be right at the maximum range. Helicopters taken out, and I'm just waiting for the damage on the main missile destroyers. The Vistus itself, you see one of them drop to 95%. Like laser shields. Those have laser shields at the front. So that laser is not doing any damage. Neither entry, the lasers are not doing anything at all. You don't see the cannons loading up and firing. There we go. That missile strike made it through. Looks like it's going to make it 96.8 and 95.7, so one of them will drop. We've got 2 minutes left. Yeah, there we go, 93%. That's good enough for me. Alright, that's it for this episode. It was a long one. Update and fast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, enjoyed seeing all the entries. If you did, go ahead and give me that thumbs up, and we'll see you next time.